I couldn't really call this video a review. Such a notion was difficult to quantify when the analytical piece you are making could end up being longer than the experience itself. Still, I felt the need to talk about this game, not just because it's an interesting little project which any fan of horror with a relatively good PC can experience for free, but also because in many ways it challenges some of the notions of modern video games, namely elements like length, interactivity and dialogue, and whether they are always required as an intrinsic part of a video game experience. September 1999 was developed and published by developer 98 DMake, a solo outfit previously known for his DMake videos of games like Rocket League, and another small horror title named OK/Normal. Described on its Steam page as, quote, a free VHS-style first-person found-footage horror game which runs exactly for 5 minutes and 30 seconds, end quote, September 1999 caught the attention of many critics upon its release for its subtlety, structure, and unique look. While it is best experienced for yourself, it can be said without spoilers that much of September 1999 is left open to interpretation. Few answers are given and the player is left with a deep sense of confusion and unease after finishing it. While some have dismissed the game as dull or difficult to resonate with, others have celebrated its originality, boldness, and ability to stick with you long after it's been finished. And it is this quality which makes it so interesting. It has an indefinable tone and atmosphere that creates a lasting feeling of dread that somehow takes root deep in the player's subconscious. There are games I've played for over 100 hours that I can barely remember, and yet this 5.5 minute short experience, with no real interactive mechanics beyond basic movement, and no dialogue, returns to my mind every so often to make me wonder, what was it all about? While this could be dissected in a number of ways, I think the most interesting takeaways to arise from such an experience are those which question the very nature of game length and what level of interactivity is required or not required to make a memorable gaming experience. While it seems an ever more prevalent notion that games need to be a certain length in order to be worthy of a purchase, or at the very least coming in below that length should be seen as detrimental to the game's validity as a worthwhile use of the player's time, such a notion is far too blanketed a concept for a medium as diverse as video games. Games can be short, long, grindy, ugly, beautiful, or anything in between. They can be systems driven, mechanics driven, or art driven. It simply doesn't matter, as long as these elements are appropriate to the game's concept and execution. Surely, this level of appropriateness should be the chief concern, along with personal taste, for those judging the validity of the choice to spend time and money on a piece of entertainment media. Of course, perhaps these points are less important, as September 1999 is both free and under 6 minutes in length. But nonetheless, it stands as a shining example of how games don't all have to conform to standardized rules. They don't all have to be $60, they don't all have to be 30 to 100 hours long, and they don't even have to all have incredible mechanics or well-written dialogue to be memorable or worthwhile experiences. Of course, if they do have all those things, that's also great, but only if it feels appropriate to the experience being crafted. If you have a spare 5.5 minutes, I would recommend experiencing September 1999, especially if you're a fan of horror. If you take nothing else from it, I hope it proves in some small part at least that there is room for everyone at the table. Hi guys, hope you liked my mini musings on September 1999 and game length in the modern gaming landscape. I'll put a link to the Steam page in the description below if you want to try the game for yourself. And I've uploaded my full playthrough to the channel for those who don't have the means to play through it. There should be a link in the video and the description for this too. Thanks again, and be sure to like and subscribe as it really helps a bunch growing the channel.